Okay, well, our vines arrived a couple days ago, and most of them will be in this form, which is to say these are dormant rootstocks, and they come in these bunches of 25. They're packed in the big boxes in sawdust. We let them sit out for a couple days to warm up from their cold storage, and then we soak them in water overnight or a little bit longer. The buds will start to swell up a little. We'll be trimming these roots a little as we plant them. So the process begins. But even before the vines arrived, a lot of work had to be done. One notable job was this. Of the 7,000 fire-damaged vines we had to replace, 2,000 were in an existing vineyard where we need to dig up the vine. The best way to do this, we found, was to bring a backhoe through there, digging one hole at a time for 2,000 vines. In other cases, we were replacing a full block where we ripped out the old trellis system, reworked the ground, put up a new trellis system, dug holes with a shovel, and here we're distributing compost to each hole. For one of the blocks we replanted, we used this type of vine. I swore I would never work with green vines again, but these are in fact slightly different. These are potted dormant plants that have just come out of dormancy, so they're reasonably hardy. Here, Jose Rosas of our vineyard management firm shows the crew how to plant these. You got to be careful with them, but they actually perform quite well once they're planted. Okay, so we're going to show you how to plant one vine. I don't want to spend too much time on this because you can always watch a video of how to plant a vine, but I want to make some comments. We're going to start with what we call a dormant rootstock here. This is a type of vine that is one of our hardy American rootstocks. This happens to be 420A. And it is a grapevine, but it's not the type we will eventually want. We will graft on, in this case, Cabernet Franc onto this. But this has been raised at the nursery in the ground. They pulled it up in dormant season, put it in a cold room. They give it to us dormant and cold. We warm it up for about 4 or 5 days, then have it in water for approximately overnight or so. And then we'll take the roots and give them a good trim. This will wake them up and also get them small enough that we'll be a little more sure that these roots grow down. And on top are buds that are already starting to swell a little bit. Now, I usually don't do the planting around here. I try to keep myself in more of a supervisory role, but in this case, the crew ran out of vines with about 7 vines left to go, so I've had to go and get some more. So I'm going to be planting the last 7 vines, and we'll show you how we start with this one. You see our infrastructure is already here, which is, say, our trellis system, our irrigation hose, because we're going to need to irrigate these right away, so we want to have that ready. The drip emitters here with the spaghetti tube, as we call it, going over to go right on top of the vine. So let me show how to plant this. We dig a hole about 10 inches deep, 6-8 inches wide, and we'll get this down here. We'll first put it all the way, pretty much all the way down to the ground, get in some of the soil, and you see we have got some compost here at all the holes that we've already got all ready to plant. So now a very critical part of setting the plant right is making sure that the roots are going to be pointed down. You don't want to plant that's so-called J-rooted, where the roots start growing up. So what we're going to do is pull it up. Now we're raising this up. And now once raised up, we really pack down the rest of the soil around it. And so we've got the plant that's about, 6 inches or so above the ground. And we'll let this vine grow for about a year. And then at some point, we're going to do what's called field grafting. The grafters will come and take a piece of wood that has like one bud of Cab Franc on it. They'll cut this off, the top of it, and graft onto this vine that's now growing in the ground. And from that one bud will become our Cabernet Franc plant. So there you have it. You also have to put on a grow box, which we have here. As I say, we've already got it set for irrigation. We put on the grow box. Tie that on. After I get the rest of these planted, I'll put a little water on them, and there you have it. So here are just some final shots as the crew has completed all the planting, getting the boxes on top of the vines. So I will report back to you fairly soon with progress on the vineyard as we watch these vines grow.